are you?
So I'm Brianna. I'm a student social worker here at McGrath, and I just want to let you know that everything you say in this room will be confidential unless I feel that it may cause harm to yourself or others, or if I suspect child or elder abuse, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
And I will be taking notes just so I can look back at what we discussed today, and they will be locked in the cabinet, so only I or my supervisor will see them.
Cool.
So they will still be confidential. So what brings you here today?
I am really stressed about working at 2 jobs and going to school, and like having to pay for everything. So it's just been really hard. And then my brother is also in school. He's a freshman in college, and he doesn't have to work at all. And like my parents pay for his rent and everything that he does. So it's hard to like have to struggle so much and then have him not have to do anything.
Yeah. So I see that, your 2 jobs in school can be very stressful. I mean, I'm pretty much right where you are, so I can see where that can be stressful, and definitely like having another sibling who the parents are like, oh, we're just gonna pay everything for him, and he doesn't have to have those 2 jobs. He can just focus on school.
Yeah.
So I can see how that can be pretty stressful.
Yeah. And they like tell him to get a job, but they don't really like enforce it, and they like don't mean it. Like if I were like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job, they'd be like, okay, well, have fun living on the street, because I don't like they wouldn't really help me out or anything. And they always say like, well, my dad, he's always like, well, if you really like, if you need anything, you can call me, but I don't want to like have to rely on him because I don't know. I'd rather just be able to do it by myself. But my brother doesn't have that mentality, and he will take like whatever give outs that they'll give him,
Yeah.
So that's kind of annoying that he doesn't have the same like mentality of like wanting to just make it on his own.
Mhm. So do you think that with your parents not supporting you, do you think that maybe they're trying to set you up for the real world when you like will have to become supportive of yourself, and you will have to work to be able to provide for yourself?
Yeah, that's what like my dad always says when I bring this up. He's always like, well, just think about it like this way, like you're more equipped to like deal with everything on your own, like you're more grown up than him, like you're more mature than him. This shows that like you work harder than him. Like he thinks I should be like proud of myself and like thankful that he has set me up to do all this, which I guess I am. Like it has like always having a job and like always paying for all my stuff has made me like grow up and like be an adult and be a better person. But still, like if I want like an extra money to go do something, like that would be cool too. So I see like where he's coming from like a parent standpoint, but I guess I'm just kind of like being a little greedy and wish that he would also, I don't know, just give me handouts too. Yeah, but I also know that like with how expensive everything for George is, like it would be hard to like do that for two kids, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem fair, even though it is helping me prepare. And they also pay for George's school just like outright, but I'm in just a ridiculous amount of debt.
So they don't pay for your school? They
No.
pay for his?
Yeah. Because George's school is just like a couple $1,000s a semester, but mine obviously is like $40,000 a year. So I have a ton of loans, and he'll like pay towards my loans if he like whenever he can. Like he'll put money towards it, but it's not like he's paying. I'll still be in debt for like ever. So I guess that's my choice for choosing Xavier, but at the same time, like
you still want that education.
Yeah, I chose the school, not necessarily the price of the school.
So do you think that maybe if you were Do you think you'd be able to maybe quit one job and just have one? Or
I think next year I'll have to quit one job because a field placement. So I think I'll have to quit one so I have enough time. As of right now, like I need both jobs to pay my rent. So I've had that discussion with my dad, like, hey, I'm gonna have to quit a job, so you're gonna have to like help me out.
yeah.
And he's like, okay, well you're gonna have to learn to like save a lot, and then so I don't have like so I can help. He didn't say so he can help as little as possible, but
yeah.
like that's what he means. He's like, well, you're gonna have to like rebudget your money and like make sure that you try as hard as you can, and then I'll help you. It's like, okay, well you're not telling George to rebudget his money, and but yeah, I'm gonna have to quit a job. That's not even like in the realm of possibilities right now, just because I know I can't afford it.
Yeah.
And like I'm really lucky to have two jobs that I really like, and I can do my homework at one of them sometimes, so that's kind of nice. But at the same time, like it's not guaranteed that I can do my homework there. So if it's like a crazy busy week, and I have to, yeah, I mean I'll get it done, but it's just like I'll have to sacrifice sleep or like food. So.
Do you find that these two jobs and all of your schoolwork is affecting you here at school?
I'm one of the people that like get motivated by being like under a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So like the fact that there is like a time constraint kind of helps me, but I think it helps me just in my schoolwork and like keeping me like on top of things. And like if I know that something's due on Friday and I work Wednesday, Thursday, like I know I have to do it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like it's helped me with my time management. So I don't think it affects my schoolwork as much as it affects like my mental, like, and self-care. Like I think I neglect myself. Like I'll start eating really bad. Like I don't have any time to work out. I don't have any time for myself, because then when I don't have work, like I'm always with a friend, or I'm always like doing something because I want to be like social.
You still want to have a social life.
Yeah, I still want to be like a college student, so I'll like try to go out on the weekends, and like if I don't work on a weeknight or something, like I'll try to be with my friends, but it's like hard to remember about myself. I think that's what the two jobs affect most, is like just taking care of myself, not necessarily taking care of school, because I think of school as a job too, so like I place importance on it, I think. So
have you tried like kind of blocking out some time like for yourself if you do have that free time when you're not working?
I should. Yeah,
you probably try that.
Yeah, I really should.
So you're talking about how your parents kind of treat your brother not necessarily like better than you, but he seems to get more. Do you find that kind of like almost like he's like the favorite, or does that affect you in any way?
I think I'm my dad's favorite, but I think that they baby him just because like my parents are divorced, and that like affected my brother a lot differently than it affected me. Like he took it really hard and like completely changed like as a person. So I think that they like he started doing like really bad in school and like everything when they got divorced, and so that's when they started like coddling him. They would like make sure like every assignment was done and like check it and make sure his bag was all packed like he was a kid or something. And I think that's just like transcending to like him being an adult. They just like don't think that he's gonna succeed or like be capable of it because he like did hit such a rough patch. They like don't put a lot of faith in him. So I think like they're just, oh well, he's not gonna get a job and he's not gonna be able to pay his rent, so I'm just gonna do it. So I think that he's not necessarily the favorite. I think they just like baby him a lot, and he's like gotten used to it and taken advantage of it, which kind of makes me upset because like I love my brother and I want him to be like his own self-sufficient person. Like he's 18 years old, he doesn't live at home anymore. Like he shouldn't have to ask my parents for like grocery money or like rent every month, or have my dad like mail in his rent check, because forgets, like.
Have you tried talking to your brother about it? Just
Yeah.
because you have that kind of perspective.
Yeah, and like me and my brother are really close, so like I'm not afraid to like have this conversation, but I don't think he sees it as me caring about him and like wanting him to be a self-sufficient person. He sees it as just like, oh, I want dad's money instead of you getting dad's money.
Yeah.
Which like I do want some of my dad's money, but like it's not that I don't want, like if we were both able to like have my dad help out, then I'd be like, it's fine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like my dad only has money to help one of us completely, and it's just I think he thinks I'm coming at it as me being like
kind
mad
of
or jealous at him. Yeah, and that's not it. I just think that like we could both be benefited without, you know what I mean, and both also be working but also be helped by our dad equally. I don't know. He just, whenever I try to bring it up, he's like, just don't even talk about it, just shut up before you even start. I'm like, alright, cool.
So you mentioned that your parents kind of started babysitting him after they got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that that could also be why you kind of had to kind of be self-sufficient and like going to college you had to kind of find a way to support yourself financially?
Yeah. When they got divorced, I like kind of stepped in like as the mom or whatever. So like I've been really used to like taking care of myself, but also taking care of like my brother and my dad. Like I would always cook and like do laundry and clean and like go grocery shopping and do all that. But I had to get a job in high school, which was nice too, just to like kind of be away from home when all that was happening. So ever since then, there's just been like a really big emphasis, like since I was 14, on me having a job and like working and like like when I came to college, my dad was like, well, you're not gonna have a car unless you have a job. Like you have nothing to pay for unless you have a car. It's stuff like that. They just like they think that you having a job is like really important, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, ever since the divorce, I've had a job, but my parents just, especially my dad, just put a big emphasis on hard work and like having a really good work ethic. Yeah, yeah. And he like, a lot of parents I know, like a lot of my friends, their parents are like, oh, like you can't have a job during college, like that's gonna distract you from your school. And I told my dad, like when I got a second job, he's like, oh, that's really good. Like, I'm like, okay, well some parents would think that that's really bad, but so he also didn't go to college, so I don't think he understands like how much like focus and like energy that takes. I think he just thinks I go to class and that's it, you know what I mean, like it's just like 3 hours out of my day.
Kind of like most parents.
Yeah, but it's obviously like 3 hours in class and then like the hours out of class. But.
So you were saying that you had to kind of grow up a lot earlier than like most of us would. Do you find that maybe you didn't kind of get to do the things that maybe like someone in high school would do, or like you were saying here at college you don't get to kind of hang out with your friends a whole lot, or just like do things for yourself?
Yeah, I would say that it was the same in high school, where it was like I had to do a lot of like at home things. Like we would always like want to go out in high school like on a Friday or something, and I'd be like, okay, well I need to make dinner first and then I can go out.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely been that way for like a long time. But I think that's good too. Like I see the good and bad in it.
It kind of has allowed you to prepare yourself for the real world after college.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like our time has come to an end, but I feel like we did a lot of good talking today. If you would like to talk some more, we can always reschedule in like a week or two if that would work for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, hit some good points today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.